Yeah, right. Look, Fred, tell her, come out from under the bed. Youssef, he's just a Comcast cable guy. He was born in D.C. He's not part of the Muslim Brotherhood. So tell your wife, Mrs. Fred, that she can come out from under the bed. He's just coming to fix the cable TV so you can watch Fox News. Right. Yeah, just tell her that. Right. Okay. Right, Fred. Yeah. Okay. Good luck. Bye. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't realize we had started. This is the February 23rd edition of DaveTV's DCR TV News, brought to you by WUSA, home of the best weathermen in Washington, especially Mr. Howie Bernstein. What's the big news today? Well, I'm scanning the news wires here. Apparently, there's a bloodbath at TBD. Now, you remember that TBD was the local news website that was started by Albritton Communications, which owns Channel 7 and News Channel 8, back in late summer. Well, apparently, the company this morning is eliminating the majority of TBD's jobs. That's according to a report from the Washington Business Journal. All but a handful of the 24 or so current positions will be eliminated within the next 4 to 6 weeks. So basically, they're doing a whole restructuring. We had reported here at DCR TV back a few weeks ago that Albritton was putting Bill Lord, who is the I always want to say Jack Lord. Book 'em, Dano. Bill Lord, who's the station manager at WJLA. They put him in charge of this website. Local news website, and with one of the main goals was to integrate it back and restore the WJLA.com website. You'll recall that WJLA literally blew up its website, well-known website, and put TBD in its place back in late summer. And a lot of folks at WJLA were not terribly thrilled with that, and there was a lot of dissension between the new TBD staff and the old-fashioned WJLA staff. So it looks like the things are changing over there, and TBD will live on, at least for the time being, but it will be pretty much a skeleton of its former self. And the local blog network that had been attempted doesn't look like it's really going anywhere. As far as other big news today, we hear that Patrick Pexton has been named the new ombudsman at the Washington Post. He replaces Andrew Alexander, whose term had recently ended. Pexton comes from the National Journal. He's also worked at the Navy Times, Military Times, and at the old defunct Journal newspapers. Our old friend Kirk Clyott, remember him? He used to be the weatherman up at one of the weather people up at Channel 45, Baltimore, Fox 45. He's now working at WHP, Channel 21, the CBS affiliate in Harrisburg. He's been all over the TV dial. He's worked up in Scranton. He's also worked down in Harrisonburg, VA, home of JMU, and my alma mater, of course, and WPHL TV in Philadelphia, where I used to watch Wee Willie Weber as a kid back in the early 1970s. Also, we're hearing that the VOA News website, voanews.com, has been hit by hackers from Iran. Apparently, they've redirected the voanews.com web address that takes you to something called the Iranian Cyber Army. The VOA says that none of its servers were damaged or hurt or anything like that. It was just simply a redirection of the address of the website. And that's probably because the VOA is running a lot of reports on what is going on throughout the Muslim world these days, with a lot of protests and revolutionary stuff like in places like Libya, Egypt, and, of course, Iran. Of course, we had the ratings out yesterday. If you want to check Dave TV from yesterday, we reported all the morning and afternoon show ratings, but just in short, WTOP again takes the top spot. Again, the bad weather back in January didn't hurt. WLIF Adult Contemporary is on top in Baltimore. Some interesting news was the high placement of WLIF? Yeah. WLIF was the top station in Baltimore. WBAL News Talker placed a pretty high fourth, even ahead of 92Q WERQ, which is usually a top performer. So, again, probably the bad weather caused some changes over there. So that's that. Also, more big news, Jerry Hoyt, who's programmed the WHFS FM signal on WIAD's HD2, that's 94.7. He's also now going to be programming the real WHFS calls, which are at 1580, which is the big talker. So he'll be programming both WHFSs, the WHFS FM HD2 channel, which is alt-rock, and the WHFS talk channel on 1580 AM for CBS. So that's the big news today. We are talking about some changes also at the Discovery Channel. One of the things I mentioned the other day, and I'll mention this really quickly, was Discovery Channel. I just reported that they were going to be running Firefly on their Science Channel. So, they're starting to switch some of their channels to fictional programming, and it's always been a nonfiction programming company. And I noticed on the new Hub channel, which is their new redone Kitty channel, they're also running a lot of reruns now. They've got Happy Days and a bunch of shows like that, looking a lot like Nick at Night. So we're seeing a lot of fictional programming coming into the Discovery Channel's orbit, and I just think that's tough times for them. I think they're really struggling to keep an audience out there in the cutthroat cable TV business. Anyhow, that's our news for today. This is DCRTV Dave TV. I'm DCRTV Dave. DCRTV, the world's greatest source of local Baltimore radio and TV news and gossip. And this is the 23rd of February, and we'll be back sometime soon. Breaking news as it warrants. So courage and all that. And don't forget to... what do I usually say? Don't forget to stay tuned.